Hello, I'm back again, and I'm just kind of chilling here in the lake here. So what I'm doing today is a bit different. So I'm gonna be going over all my clips and kind of explaining them. So without further ado, let's get into them. So this is my Mushroom Kingdom, and
Yo, what's up, YouTube?
gosh dang it, you can hear it.
Is he being amazing? Is he showing off his amazing skills? He's so good at this game. I'm his brother. I'm not even close to this good.
Good to know.
Oh man, I give you content.
Anyway, this is my Mushroom Kingdom balloon. So registering. Alright, let's get back to this thing. As soon as this gets this to work. Oh, that's a little close. There we go. Anyway, this is my mushroom spot. And so what I do here is I start off going this way, but I'm holding left. Because if I go right, the slope is trying to make me go right. So if I hold right, I'm going to go towards the bridge, and I'm going to go a little bit too far right. But since I'm holding left, I go down the hill here, and right down here, you see that there's like a slight dip in the height of the river and the grass. That's getting cut out. So what I'm going to try to do is do my roll cancel right as I go over that gap so that I get a lot of speed and just transfer into a roll and get that little Cat Mario thing. So as you see, I successfully pulled it off, and notice my little quick burst of speed, and that's why I'm able to just normally do a roll instead of doing a spin pound or a ground pound or a dive or anything. I could have waited a little bit longer and it would have been a little bit quicker, but this was pretty dang close to optimal.
What's up, YouTube? How are you doing? I have to go do the dishes.
Yeah.
I have to do the dishes. Meanwhile, while I go do the dishes, watch my brother do amazing tricks and backflips and spinny things with his hat on his cool little Mario Odyssey game. Dad, leave me alone. I'm making a YouTube video.
Only I'm playing Minecraft.
You know, everyone plays Minecraft.
I'm basically explaining how I hide my balloons, like explain my routes and stuff.
What's up, YouTube? He's gonna show you a bunch of moves that you can't do because you haven't spent 600 hours on this game.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the video. Gosh dang it, Drayden. So here I do another roll cancel, and I aim my hat towards the box, which contains a stack of 10 coins. So I happen to jump into the coins in this case. I throw my hat just in case I don't jump into it. And I barely got it while 26 was still on the clock. If you did not know, instead of like putting the game saying like the amount of time that the people get to get it, like most people think it's the time left on the clock whenever you put it down. That's unfortunately not the case. It's actually the lowest time, like based on the lowest time that the clock reached throughout the run. Hidden here is a ring of, I don't know how many coins, I think that's 8. And then from here, I just roll the victory. I think I can, like here, I think I can get a little bit more optimized, and I can, and then I hide it. This is my next clip. This is my second luncheon, and there's a whole lot to explain here. So I start off with a ground pound roll because that's the best way to start. I get this bean because it gets 1 coin. The heart coming up ahead, it gives you 5 coins, and since every 3 coins gets you a second, the heart seemingly gives you 2 seconds instead of 1. Here I get 4 coin rings. bounce off my hat while it's spinning on the thing and gives me a second. Here, just get hard, get up here, just count yourself. Then I go into camera mode to not waste any time because the timer does not go down while you're in snapshot mode. So I just turn the camera, and then I do a cap and roll jump, or if you want to be technical, a vault. And then here, this is a very hard trick to pull because most of the time you either just slide down or you do a normal jump. However, you want to do another vault off of here. That way you can just get more height and distance, and you can jump off your hat again, which you wouldn't be able to if you just got the normal hat bounce. And then here, I just land it there, try to land as quick as possible. So here I'm going to because 30 days I so I'm just going along, getting a whole bunch of coins, nothing really here up until right here. So I just jump off the flower, and there's actually a little spot on the wall where you can stand for some reason, and that's where I go, and then I do a backflip, and then land on this very tiny spot. Well, it's not tiny, but it's relatively small space where you can dive and not bonk off of the, I don't know what to call it, and I just climb up there, and that's where I hide my balloon, and you have 16 seconds to get it. So here I'm hiding a metro. This is probably one of my worst kingdoms I actually hide a balloon in. So I start off by doing a spin throw roll cancel, which gets me the pylon as quick as possible. Then I do a shake to go out of it. Here I do a jump into up throw to get the light post thing as fast as possible, which gets me a second. Then I capture the pylon with 27, which shows that you're pretty good. And then I do a triple jump up here, which contains a stack of a lot of coins. And then I just hide it here. One important part though is that you want to collect the stack of coins while they're still 22 and not 21, because otherwise you'd have 13 seconds to get it instead of 12. So here I'm hiding my second seaside, which is probably better than my main one, because my main one is kind of bad. But I start off by getting the rocket flower, and I get another one, and then do this 45, and then I just spin throw coins. Do another spin throw, like this stack of 10. Do a half coin there to get all the coins there. This next part is a little slow, not as fast as it could be. As you see, there's a slight hesitation, whereas it could have been all one swift motion, and possibly 32 instead of 31, which I could have gotten a little bit further off that. And then here I'm just going until there's 25, because remember, it went 25 way back at the beginning of the run, so I'm just trying to optimize my distance. Here I'm just re-hiding my second sand, and this is quite a complex route. Not a lot of people know about it, unless you watched a hour-long video of some guy just hiding balloons, a lot of them. So you do a ground pound roll to start, and then you do a coin rings. Normally, outside Balloon World, there's a signpost there, so that's why you just get get coins out of nothing there. Inside here, you have the ground pound, coins. Here, you see that I hit the cactus. This is intentional, as this gets me a coin, and as you know, hearts contain 5 coins. This cactus contains 1, and that gets me another second. Try to get all 3 coin rings here for all your speed, and then just do a homing cap throw to get the heart, and then just do a long jump. So an alternate version of this would be to go for the 4 cacti. Right there, you see by the 3 heart, it's like my health. You see the group of 4 cacti. If you just throw your hat at one of them and then it gets a chain reaction, if you get all 4 of them with one throw, then you'll get a ring of coins and you can just go way off and hide it with 21 on the clock, and that's another popular spot. And just hide it with 26 left on the clock as far as you can and keep chilling. My final spot will be this spot, which isn't good. But preceding this part, you go and do the classic coin run, which I'll show you now. So in Balloon World, you start off right here. Then you just do one throw there. You start doing a spin throw. And I can't like pause it like I do the recordings, but you're gonna try to affect that. Get your flower. Then get all the coins with a spin throw. And then right here, make sure your camera is facing down. And I don't have the Joy-Cons, like I'm not using them right now. But normally right here, you would do a down throw. Capture it optimally with 33, although 34 is possible with another coin exploitation. Just kind of go through it. And then the clip starts right here. Yeah, that's where the clip starts right about here. And then you just like get all the coins. Here you do a shake, you do a little attack thing. Then you go around, get all those coins there. Shake the guys, like attack the guys with the shake. Then get me one. Try to get this high 26 and 25. Now what I wanted to do here, that like later after I hit this, was to actually like go down a little bit and then hide it a little bit under the ceiling instead of all the way down with 23. But instead I just hide it down here at the bottom with 22, so they get 12 seconds to get it. And now for the balloon style I decided to find. So here I do a spot that's actually my secondary spot, or very similar to it. So what you do to start is you ground pound roll and not bonk into the wall there. That's very important. Do a little vector thing over here, and then you do a spin throw. Try not to go through like I just did. Go down there, get all the coin rates, and then get at least to the rocket flowers. There's a variation of this where you get all 3 and then you just go as far as you can with 26 on the clock. And here I throw the hat there. As you see, there's 4 coins on the little step below it. I do a homing cap throw to get all of those and get an extra second. Normally you would get those 3, but I missed 2 of them because I lined it up poorly. That would normally give you another second. And I do a spin throw and jump off right before the rocket flower goes off. That way I have a bunch of momentum in the air and easily get the balloon. Here is a variation of my old spot. My old second spot, except it's a bit smaller. Nice, my run. Example Melis uses a different run that's a lot harder. I don't know why he just doesn't use this run. Ideally, you can get up there without the wall jump. And you get the balloon.
Oh yeah.
Here, I'll explain a balloon that I did in a previous video. It's the exact same spot, even though it's a different recording. So what you do is go down there and get all the balloons, not go over the floor. And then here, you actually get all, like, not all 3, but 3 rocket flowers. You get all the coins there. I somehow got this ring even though I missed those 3 coins. And then the rocket flower just Here is another one of Brennan RC's balloons. I like to look for his balloons because he's an active player that just hides really good balloons. And as you see, I have 7 seconds to basically get on top of where the brutal fight normally is. So I start off, get these coins, gets me 5 seconds, but really 4, because one of them just kind of goes away instantly. Get all of those with a single throw, and it's important you get all of the coins at the beginning because they do leave off at an exact, like multiple of 3. So if you miss one, you miss out on a full second. And you try to capture it with, like if you're hiding it, 32, but in this case 9 because it's 2 more than the amount of time you started with. Then I shake to attack, gets me a coin. Normally Power Moon is there, so if you haven't gotten it, go get it, it's a free moon. But the moon gives you 5 coins. Since I got the fish, and I left off at an exact multiple of 3, I get 2 seconds from where the moon would be. Here I just grab the ledge. A more optimal thing would do like a wall jump into what do you call it, spin throw, to get all the little things. Bounce off the flower, and then you just roll there. I'm sure he also got the coin rings. I don't know if you saw them, but they're there. And now I'm gonna just go really long by showing you like how I typically try to incorporate different balloons. And also like a sneak peek at spots that I didn't record, but like final products. Now I can explain those routes as well. But I'm gonna do one today. And it's actually on my main account, so I have to switch accounts. And it takes place in the Wooded Kingdom.
Let's go! Ooh. Huh? Oh.
So I'm now here in the Wooded Kingdom. This is my balloon on my main account. And as you can see, it's in the little spot where normally use uproot, and there's a nut at the top of a little staircase. So what normally people do is they use the light on to get there, but since the timer is so short, you're not going to make it. Spoiler alert. As you can see, the balloon's right there. It's peeking out of the tree.
Yeah!
So what you want to do is you want to ground pound, go here, get all the coins. And then right here, you want to grab 1. And then you want to do a little ball off this. Make it onto here, ground pound, and then you get it. Not that hard, but since most people don't know to do that vault, they never get enough height to just get on that little step right there. And I may have just actually popped it. That would have been unfortunate because I don't want to hide that thing again. So that's going to do it for this one. I just want to do something a little bit different other than just showing you clips. I want to actually make sure y'all like know what to take out of them and how to implement them, like just telling you how I did the things I did and why I did them. But I guess that's it, y'all.